Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Naomi Bryan, a mindset, manifestation and abundance coach. If you like this video, please make sure that you give it a thumbs up afterwards and make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. You can also follow me over on Instagram at Naomi's_coaching for more free, fabulous coaching content. Today, I want to talk about transitioning. Now, transitioning is when you have either a side hustle or you've got a part-time job or business that is your own and you want to transition out of the 9 to 5 full-time into your own business. The reason that I want to make this video about it is because transitioning is such a hard thing for people to do. Personally, I spent 15 years procrastinating in imposter syndrome and limited beliefs about why I couldn't transition from my beauty business. So I wasn't even working a 9 to 5 for somebody else. I was actually working for myself, but that was my bread and butter money. That was my income. And for 15 years, I convinced myself that I couldn't transition from what I was doing there into the life coaching business I wanted to create. I'm going to give to you today my top tips on what you need to do to ensure that you transition easily, effortlessly, and in the fastest amount of time possible. I speak to women every single day that have goals and dreams on their hearts, that they want to leave the work that they're doing to start their own business so that they can have more time with their family. They can have total freedom. So when they want to go somewhere or they want to do something or they want to have a bit of time for themselves, they are the boss and they can decide. They ultimately want to be making far more money than they can by being paid hourly by somebody else who gets to decide what they earn that month. They want to be making 5 figures more a month in what it is that they're doing. In essence, even if you might not have thought about it this way, in essence, you are wanting to become the entrepreneur. You are wanting to make the jump from what most people do to running your own business in some way, shape or form. And ultimately, you want to be making enough money so that you can leave the 9 to 5 or leave the job role that you're currently in, or maybe the business that you're currently running, and do the thing that you really love and really desire and really want to do full time in your own time, creating and earning and receiving all the money that you desire whilst serving the people that it is that you want to serve. I think it's worth us just taking a look at why this jump is so difficult, because A, it's a lonely road, B, not many people take it, C, you have to have a lot of determination, motivation, skills, capabilities, beliefs, time, energy, inspiration. And, you know, a lot of us, we have to go find those things. We have to go almost outside of ourselves to find the things that we need inside of ourselves in order to achieve this transitioning into being your own boss, babe, being the boss of your own life and your own business, taking your future, your destiny and your present moment into your own hands, and creating all of the freedom and all of the security that you desire. Number one, and this is very often tip number 1 in a lot of my videos, get clear about exactly what it is that you want to achieve. Your unconscious mind and your conscious mind need to work together in order for you to achieve your goals. So you need to get super duper clear about exactly what it is that you want to create. Like, it's all very well and good saying, I don't want to work for my boss anymore. I don't want to work for that company anymore. I want to make my own money doing X, Y, Z. Okay, great. How much money? How many hours do you want to work? Who do you want to serve? What is it that you're going to be offering? You need to get crystal clear, and this is going to take some time to sort through. Not only what you actually want emotionally and for yourself and for your family, but what it is that you actually are going to need to do. How many people you're going to need to serve? What suppliers do you need? What do you need around you? This journey is definitely not for the faint-hearted, and I think a lot of the time at the start people want to start their own business and they want to make money their own way so that they have more time. You really do need to get comfortable with the fact that at the beginning you probably are not going to have much time at all spare, because you're going to have to be focusing your efforts. Now think of it like this: It's like getting a little ball that you want to turn into a great big boulder and allow it to roll down a hill. But at the moment, you're at the bottom of the hill. You can't even see the top, let alone the other side, and the ball's about this big. So as you're pushing this ball up the hill and you're building, you're gathering the stuff that it's around it to make it bigger. I'm imagining a snowball or a mud ball right here. Once you get to the top and you've built this amazing business, you've built this empire, it's then that you would be able to just knock it down the other side and then maybe not spend so much time and effort and having to use all the resources and things that you don't even know that you need at the moment in order to get it up there. So connect to that end goal. What is it that you really want? Is it that you want a company with other people? Is it that you want to be a sole trader by yourself? Is it that you're just looking for more happiness? Is it that you feel like this is your purpose in life? Is there a certain amount of money that you want to be able to make? There's definitely going to be a certain amount of money that people need to make in most cases. So how much money do you need? How much money do you want? You need to get crystal clear on what it is that you really, really, really want. Because when the times get tough, which they will, you need to have such a clear and strong connection to that end goal that you keep going no matter what. My tip number 2 is to arm yourself with as much knowledge as possible that's going to be good for your mind, your body, and your soul. As I was saying in tip number 1, this can be a very lonely, painful journey. So the more that you know about what to expect, the more you can go, it's very normal for me to be feeling fear, worry, stress at this point. It's very normal for me to feel like I haven't got any time at all at this point. It's very normal for me to feel like nobody really gets me or understands me at this point, because you've done some research about what becoming an entrepreneur or transitioning into your side hustle full-time is. You're watching videos like this, you're reading books, you're maybe devouring other content that there is on the internet about what it means to become an entrepreneur. Anything that you can do to condition your mind and your body and your soul for this journey is going to serve you really, really well. Now, whilst you are not the business and the business is not a reflection of your self-worth, you are the one creating the business. And if you are not in a great state yourself, or you don't feel good in yourself, or you're not feeding your body great foods to have the energy that it needs in order to accomplish these things, the business is not going to do as well as you want it to. So remember, whilst your worth is not directly connected to how well the business is performing, you are worthy because you are. If you want a successful business, you need to be the person that is in a great space operating at a 10 out of 10 if you can, or an 8 and above most of the time, so that you can get done what it is that you need to get done. The fact is that there is going to be some people out there that maybe aren't even as good as you at what it is that you want to do, but they're still smashing it because they've got themselves in a great space where they aren't afraid to put themselves out there and just fully go for it. Tip number 3, you want to fully incubate yourself. Get yourself into a routine and put this first. Now, there's going to be a lot of fear, a lot of procrastination, and maybe a lot of imposter syndrome around creating and starting your own business and transitioning into it full time. So there is therefore going to be plenty of things that your unconscious mind is going to try and distract you with in order to make you feel good now. It's one of its jobs is to make you feel good all of the time. So sometimes going and doing something that doesn't push you outside of your comfort zone, or is more easy to you, or you're more familiar with, is going to be the thing that your brain searches for and looks for you to fix your attention onto. And this is where you have to get really, really strong with yourself, truly step into the mindset of a successful entrepreneur. So some of the things that I've done is I've gotten myself into a routine. So maybe there's something that I want to do each day, like the gym, and I know that I need to get into a routine so that the gym doesn't take over from the work that it is that I want to do. So do I do my work first and then go to the gym, or do I go to the gym and then do my work? I do whatever is going to suit me best. I get into the routine of what's going to work for me. Now, when I'm really, really busy and I've had some guidance about what my next steps are going to be in making this business successful, I will always do the gym after, and I'll make sure that I get this done first. Now, on other days where everything feels more flowy and I know that I'm going to get stuff done, I go to the gym first to help release some endorphins to then get back and crack on with my work. That's just my example, but I get into a routine and I plan ahead about what my days are going to look like. When I say incubate yourself, I literally mean put barriers around yourself where you cannot get distracted by other people. A lot of the time when people learn that you're self-employed or you've got your own business, they automatically think, no fault of their own, that you've got loads of time and that you're available because there isn't a boss as such making you be in a certain place at a certain time. This can be really, really distracting. So dedicate yourself to when you're going to work. Get in a routine with when that's going to be, and then tell people that that is when you are working, and do not allow anybody to pull you away from that. You need to incubate yourself and put yourself first. For many, many years, on days off when I wasn't in my other beauty business, I would say to myself in my mind, right, I'm going to do this for the coaching business on that day. And then I'd get distracted by going to lunch with a friend or doing something else, when really I could have got a lot further, a lot faster if I'd incubated myself and said, nope, sorry, I am working that day. This doesn't mean that you need to cut off from everyone completely forever. It just means that there is certain times of the week, every single day if you can, where you only focus on the business and you treat it as if you did have a boss that told you that you had to be in work at that time. Tip number 4 is to create yourself a structure where you're able to still bring in money and not have to worry about that, so that when you are free to do your side hustle stuff, you aren't in an energy of desperation about needing money to come in. Now, I'm going to give you an example of this. So for many years, I thought that I couldn't start my coaching business because I thought that I needed to work all the hours God sent in my beauty business. Now, through doing the work and through my coaches and all the advice that I've had, I came to learn that I could condense my work in the beauty business to just 2 days a month, and that would give me enough money so that I wouldn't have to worry about how the coaching business was doing at the beginning. What I see so often is people really panicking about where money's going to come from instead of taking a step back, taking control. Can you condense the hours that you're working into less days? So maybe, yes, you are working longer days, as I said at the beginning. When you're first transitioning, you probably are going to be working more, getting that big ball up the hill than once it's at the top. So can you condense what you're doing for your work into less days? Can you have a word with your boss at the moment and say, listen, is there a way, or how could I possibly work all the hours that I'm working now, but in over a less amount of days? Or is it that you need to drop those hours? Yes, be aware that your income may take a little bit of a hit by doing that. However, you then can start focusing on where you do want to go. So sometimes it's being very, very practical and putting the structure in so that you're maybe doing more work in a shorter space of time in one area to free up clear days and clear runs of days where you can focus on the side hustle. I know that that works for a lot of people. It takes some courage and it takes some discipline and motivation to do this. And if you've done step 1 and you're really connected to what it is that you want and where you're going, you will find this step so much easier. Tip number 5 is to always stand on the shoulders of giants. There are so many successful people out there that want to impart their success about how they became so successful to other people. So this is kind of tying into point number 2 that I made, and that is to arm yourself with all the knowledge that you can. I personally got myself a business coach. Before I had a business coach, I had a business mentor. Before I had a business mentor, I had someone that was helping to teach me my trade, teach me my skills. I've always known that I could probably get to where I wanted to be without anyone else because there's enough free stuff out there. However, I also know to get the exact bespoke advice that I need for my situation, for my mindset, for my challenges, and for my business, I needed somebody that I could work one-to-one with. I made the decision to stand on the shoulders of giants so that they could help me not make the mistakes that they've made and help me get to the success that I wanted to achieve faster than I would do by myself. Not because I'm impatient, but because I don't see the point in struggling when there's people out there that can help you overcome a lot of your barriers, probably speeding it up even in terms of years faster than you might do when you're by yourself. Before I had a coach, it took me 15 years to get started, and then the amount of stuff that I've achieved since having a coach over the last 2 years has been absolutely phenomenal. My tip number 6 when you are wanting to transition fully into your side hustle and create your own business is that you have to become super disciplined. At the start, this is going to mean doing all of the jobs that you'll later have money to pay other people to help you with. Now, it's Aristotle that said freedom comes from discipline. So if you think about, if you want to have the freedom to like wear whatever you want to wear, it's going to come from the discipline of eating stuff that's going to help energize you, not hold on to too much weight, and feel great about your body and look good. And the same is true in business. If you want the freedom that comes from growing your own business, you've got to be disciplined enough to do the growing in the first place. And I know that we see so many stories of people just becoming really successful in really short amounts of time. Well, there's no such thing as an overnight success. What we never tend to see is those hours of working and fear and trying things and them not working and having to redo things again and again, and being disciplined to say no to things that are going to take us away from our goal, and being disciplined to stay in a structure, stay into a routine, being disciplined enough to take a chance on yourself and to spend money in areas that might not light you up at the beginning. So freedom really does come from discipline, and most people that I speak to and that I coach start businesses or want to start businesses because they want to have a lot of freedom. And with that comes the ability and the skill to be disciplined with yourself in order to create that freedom. Nothing good ever comes from not putting the hard work in. You think about athletes that are at the top of their game, the hours that they commit to perfecting their skills and their talents, the things that athletes even have to miss out on in order to get to become the very best of their game. They are so connected to what it is that they actually want that it matters not to them that they're missing out on things, because they're so connected to what they want and their end goal. They're going to do whatever it takes to get there. And to become a successful entrepreneur and earn your own money and run your own business, you're going to have the same laser sharp focus. Tip number 7, which is my final tip of how to successfully transition from your side hustle into it being your full-time job. You're going to have to clear out your limiting beliefs. Your limiting beliefs are the things that will be holding you back at the moment from transitioning into your side hustle fully. Now, it's not the only thing, but they're going to be at the root cause of why it is that you aren't already running your side hustle full time, earning the money that you want from it, and being your own boss, creating your own security and freedom for your life. So I hope that you have found those tips useful. I'm going to pop links to courses that I do, to my social media platforms, and other ways that you can contact me if you have any questions. And if I can help you any further, then please just let me know. Remember, it isn't completely easy to become your own boss and to transition fully into running your own business. So make sure that you get all of the support that you need along the way. And if you really want to do this, if this is your desire, then there has to be a way made possible for you. Good luck. I know that you can